All right, I'm talking about the 3 squat related quizzes that I put up yesterday. So I went through all the squatting movements and broke them down again. Just always good to go back to the basics and start from there. So I asked a few questions, 3 of them. The first one was, is the air squat a foundational movement in CrossFit? Yes, it is, and most everybody got that one right. So it leads to things like just a simple air squat leads to things like front squat, back squat, overhead squat, cleans, clean and jerk, snatches, all that type of stuff. So if you have a good foundational and functional looking air squat, you're set up for success in a lot of those other movements. They suggested going through one of the challenges, I guess, in CrossFit, the level 1 handbook, is they kind of mention like a couple standards that you're trying to hope to reach. And one was doing Tabata of air squats, where you get between 18 and 20 air squats per interval of your 20 seconds on, 10 seconds off of Tabata with perfect form, which is a really, really tall order. Their challenge was to have you do that before you ever even start touching a barbell with any weight. So think about that. If you can try to take that challenge on, whew, that's going to burn. Next one I asked was, should everyone be able to squat below parallel? And there's always, whenever there's a general like all or nothing sort of thing, there's always exceptions, right? Ideally, everyone would be able to. We as humans should be able to. That is a way, that's a natural sitting, a natural resting position. It's where before there were toilets, you defecated from, right? So it's a position that is very natural, and we as humans should be able to do it. Of course, there are people with joint limitations and range of motion limitations, but they can work on it to get there. Other times there are just anatomical differences that maybe you can't, or injuries, stuff like that. So in general, I would say that everyone should be working towards a below parallel air squat. Some of the people that have taught like the level 1 and level 2 seminars tell stories of going over into a country like India, and they've got to teach the squat seminar, which is supposed to take an hour, and all of these people in this country are just know how to squat, and they like barely need to teach anything because that's just their natural resting and natural sitting position. In those countries as well, they've found that their knees, ankles, hips, and backs are a lot healthier than ours are because of the way that we sit in chairs all the time. So getting more comfortable in a squat is going to be very beneficial for you in the long run, not only for the sport of CrossFit, but just for your joint health overall. So start resting as much as you can in the bottom of a squat. That's another challenge for you. Last one was, what is an overhead squat? Mainly a leg exercise, core exercise, or a mobility exercise. Of course, you're using your legs in the squat, overhead squat. It can be really, really good for teaching mobility. So in order to get your chest up nice and tall when you're in the squat, because you have to press up overhead and keep your chest up, or else the bar is going to dump forward and it's going to get off balance. But when that bar does get maybe a little bit off balance, that's when your core needs to be activated to the nth degree. So it's the ultimate core exercise is how they refer to it, because of the amount of stability that you need, of course, overhead. But as soon as that bar starts getting a little bit too far forward, it's nearly impossible to keep holding on to it. Your core is going to need to be active in order to keep that bar straight up, or maybe a little bit behind you, in order to stay completely locked out and solid throughout the entire overhead squat. Anyone who knows or who's done a couple overhead squats will know that they're not easy. We do like 5 or 6 in the warm-up or skill portion with a dowel, and everyone's like coming down like they're exhausted. It's a very, very intensive movement on a lot of your joints, but ultimately it's about the core. If you've got any questions for me, let me know. Loving all the activity again, as always. I'll have some more, or I do have some more up right now. On what? I forget what I even put, but go check them out. Something about deadlifts, stuff like that. Go check out those quizzes if you haven't already. Have a good day, guys.